Okay, you've decided to pull the trigger. You decided where you're going to put it. Now you have to figure out where you're going to get your bids at and how you're going to do it. So I'm going to walk you through the process of what I did. So let's get to it. Okay, first thing is you never take the first bid, ever. Okay, that's the one rule I want. You never take the first bid. It doesn't matter how good it sounds and how good you feel about it. You get multiple, 6+ bids. Okay, now where do you go get your bids? Well, what I started with was on Facebook. And you can go on Facebook and you can just do a little search and say new shop building. And Facebook listens. Okay. I'm sorry. The algorithm of Facebook, it listens. And next thing I know, hour later, I've got this building and that building and that building and that building. I got commercial I got ad after ad after ad after ad that popped up on my Facebook feed. Okay. So all I did was I made a little picture up of what I was looking for. And you just click that message us. And you just say, I need this size by this size by this tall. And here's the picture of what I'm looking for. And send it. And they will reach out. Trust me, it's most of the times within an hour, if not the next day. You will get information. You'll get stuff back and forth. You'll be phone tagging like crazy, and it'll take up a lot of your time, and it can be aggravating, but it's a necessary evil, and it works. Okay, that's how I got my bid. Is the first place is you can go low. I also went local. There's some general contractors around here and builders, and I got some bids from them, and so you're going to pile them up and make a list and get the scribble pad out, because you're going to be taking notes and going to be taking phone calls. And some of them, when they call up, they'll ask you for your phone number, because the designer is the one you're going to talk to. He's going to want to talk to you about specifics. What doors do you want? What size windows do you want? If you don't want windows, what color you're thinking? How tall you need to be, all kinds of stuff. And they'll just walk you through the process. I did that probably a dozen times over the last week. Okay. And then they'll get your email address and they'll send you a prospectus with pictures of what it will look like or what it could look like. And then if you like it, then they'll work it up and they'll send you an itemized bid. Okay. Is that wood frame buildings and steel buildings are not the same price. Okay. A wood frame building is going to be at least twice as much as a steel framed building. It's just the way it is. It's just the way lumber is right now. It's just expensive. They're going to look the same once it's finished. But on the inside, wood frame is going to cost you more. And the floor pad is going to be different, because wood frame, usually they take those concrete cylinders and they dig holes in the ground and they fill them with concrete and make a perimeter pad or perimeter footings for the beams. Whereas a bent steel frame building, all it needs is most of them require a 12-inch footer and then a 4-inch pour for the slab. So it's 6 to 1, half does the other when it comes to the concrete. Now, when it comes to the building, that's another story. If you're trying to get through this with some kind of semblance of a budget, if you absolutely must have wood frame and you got deep enough pocket, okay, good. But just letting you know up front, steel frame is going to be more than half of what a wood frame is going to be. More. No, get multiple bids. Okay, so I got local and so I ended up with a specific company that actually came in. They were having a sale. They actually came in about $7,000 less than the rest of them for steel. Okay, and once I got that bid, I said, well, you think that all the rest of them are running about the same amount, about the same number for the exact same size, same picture, same information. And then all of a sudden I get this one come in that's almost $7,000 less. And it makes you raise the eyebrow and get skeptical. Okay, so I got online and I Googled, this company. And they had 4,000 sales and a 99% satisfaction rate. Hey, guys, that's a no-brainer. Okay, Google them and see what their history is like. And it doesn't matter how good, a good salesman can sell you anything. He can make you feel comfortable and sell you anything. But bottom line is word of mouth and people giving, their information out about it is gold. I mean, for decades and decades and decades before that ever happened, it was all word of mouth. And it was, if a guy did you a bad job, you didn't know about it. But now with the internet, it's a very, very necessary resource. I highly recommend you use it. I did, and I'm very happy. Okay, now, when you found the person that you've got the bids and you've checked them out, Googled them online for their references and for, the job done and everything, and you're happy, then you have to make a deposit, okay? Because you have to have the design for the concrete guy to get started, okay? And they aren't going to give you the design until you make a deposit, okay? And sign a contract, and you're gonna auto sign, online, a whole bunch of stuff. And I suggest reading it close, because what I caught in the fine print is they said I was going to have to provide a scissor lift day of it was going to be put up, and that's something I didn't want to do. That's on them, that's their thing. So I called them back. I talked to them direct, and we hashed it out, and we changed that, took that out, and that saved me some expense. Didn't raise the price on the bid, but it's little things like that. I read everything. Don't trust nothing. Get yourself educated, and don't leave nothing. Ask questions. When I had I had several concrete guys out here, and I asked them a whole bunch of questions, and they all basically gave me the same one, except for one, which was the guy that I went with, and he said the right thing at the right time. And besides, he had done some work for a neighbor down the road from me, and I've seen his work, and they're very efficient and very good. And so once you get your deposit made and you're locked in, you sign the contract, then you're going to have to wait for about 5 days. I'm waiting for a bunch of color swatches so I can finalize the color that I want them to be. And then I have to have that blueprint for the concrete guy so he knows where to put the footings. It's on you, okay? If you don't protect yourself and make educated decisions, you could cost yourself a lot of money and a lot of headache and a lot of heartbreak. Okay. Now we're just waiting on the weather and for my concrete guy to get an opening, because he's going to have to pull some, haul some dirt work in, some shale and some rock, and make a pad up. And that's the other thing I would suggest. You go above grade for drainage, just because last thing you want to do is build a shop and have it flood. Another thing, once the concrete's poured, I asked my guy, most generally they say at least 2 weeks of curage for the slab, okay, which is fine. I would prefer going longer and letting it harden as much as possible, okay? But once the pad's done, then most companies are going to require you to send them a picture of the pad being done. And then it's 4 or 6 weeks after that when it gets dropped on the pad. So this is not a overnight kind of thing. This is, to get it poured and in the dry is going to be about, if my concrete guy gets a opening to do it and get the shale hauled in and the rock hauled in and everything flattened and everything formed up and poured, then it's 6 weeks after that for the building. So, but I'm hoping he gets to open it, and hoping we have a break from all this damn rain. So if you're still here, like, share, and subscribe. Smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends. Y'all have a great day, because great day today could possibly be a concrete pad poured tomorrow. Y'all be good.